Okay.
No, I just noticed it because I was trying to share it and I was like,
We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live. We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live.
What's up, my skanks and scallywags? It's Travis Terrell, and this is We Are Live. Take two.
better than the first one. What Travis is talking about, he wasn't late. He was early today. We weren't late. We just did 8 minutes of the show without live streaming.
That was our first rehearsal in 4 years.
Yeah, that was a rehearsal, 1,000%. So it's Chris Denman, Travis Terrell. We're live from Midco Studio. Our reads were on. We had talked about the roast show.
Oh, my God. It was
Oh,
beautiful.
man,
we
it
went deep
was.
into our relationship. You guys missed that. That's only for our Patreon customers.
Yep, that's right. We're doing Patreon for the beginning now. Yeah, so a little bit of a technical late start, but to be fair, there is footage of us doing 8 minutes of today's show already, and the man responsible for that mess up and not going live, the man who stewards the studio, who now owes me one less sigh when I screw something up in here.
One less.
we were not live.
That's better than the credit check on Great American Race. I like
Thanks
that.
to Chris Gardner, the executive producer. Gardner, what happened?
Yeah, that won't happen.
Gotcha.
My bad. We were rolling too.
Yeah.
We were
Should we
going
release
along.
that as like B-roll?
Oh, there's
telling
no
you.
footage.
Oh man.
There's nothing.
So
You're
that
just
was
gonna have
just
to
for
take our word
us.
for it. Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
spiritual thing for us.
Yeah.
I think whenever I hit record and stream at the same time, and when I was getting ready to do so this morning, I noticed it was 7:52, and then something popped in my head, and I got up and went out of the room, and I never hit the button.
For
It's like
streaming.
it's like my concentration if I hear something outside
Yeah.
of my
Something happened, and I don't know what it was that made me get up now, but I didn't hit the record button or the stream button.
that'll happen.
So good morning, gentlemen, and I was scared. He fucking jumped.
Don't mind me. This is literally out of deja vu. We literally just did 10 minutes of a show,
Yeah. You guys should
and now I'm like, rewatching the show we just did.
Travis is gonna get mad. He's gonna be like, you already said that like 3
No,
times.
I
We're
won't
like,
say
"No."
that. I just,
Won't he, Gardner?
I will not.
Something will happen and Travis will stop and he'll throw his hands up in the air and start checking his phone.
I was just thinking, like, we just did 10 minutes. That's so funny.
You just jumped.
I startle because I'm just thinking about, wow, we're
You
reliving something we
wandered
just
off.
did. Yeah.
You wandered off. Oh, good morning, Walnuts.
There we go,
It's
Nuts
not
and
as good
Walls.
as my original one.
Yeah, it was really good, too. Nuts and walls.
Oh. And I should be mad at you today, Travis.
Why should you be mad at me?
Because of yesterday.
Is it because of a near final destination incident that nearly took place inside of our office building?
Travis revealed himself as a coward in
All right.
an amazing way.
Travis is a coward.
All right, so say your side of the story, and I'll quickly say mine. Because I don't think it played out as, okay, it may have actually played out. It was a George Costanza leave behind old women and children situation. So
Fire! Fire!
Gardner and I...
You knocked an old lady in a walker over.
Gardner and I were heading out for our usual recreational break in the middle of the workday, and we were getting set to take the elevator, and I think someone on our floor had just slipped off the elevator, and Gardner wanted to catch the elevator before it went back down or up, so Gardner decided to stick his hand.
Can I get a Trav cam on that?
Yeah,
Can
get
we-
a hand. We got
Yeah, let's see what we got.
a hand.
Here.
There we go. Yeah, so a hand was slipping into the elevator. But again, Gardner's timing was off because the elevator was about 95 to 98% closed. So he was literally able just to get a couple fingers inside the elevator.
I got my hand.
He's got half his hand. So, but at that point, the elevator didn't immediately open back up. You know how when you put the sensor out in front and the elevator immediately stops or immediately recognizes there's a obstruction, so it backs out. This time, it didn't do it, and Gardner's hand was still inside the elevator door. So we both had
And it didn't.
We both
it broke open for a minute, and so I thought it was opening. So I
Right.
left my hand. I put my hand a little further in then, and it shut again. And so that's when
And
I was like,
you're a weak guy.
I'm not strong.
No, not at all.
And I
This
was
is bad.
like, uh-oh.
Yeah, so we start seeing the inner workings of the elevator.
So like I pushed hard, and like the shell of the elevator door opened, and so we saw the mechanics, but then the door stayed closed, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, that was it. Uh-oh, that came over both of us. And so in that moment,
Travis ran away.
I ran away. Now, I wasn't necessarily running away from Gardner. I was running to maybe get help.
No, you were.
I was not running to get help. I, for a second, wanted...
You yelled, I'm taking the stairs.
Because I didn't think his arm was going to get caught.
Here's, if I may.
Okay.
I've learned a lot from you.
Oh,
We talked
boy.
about this in our first take.
Yes, we did.
We've known each other over 14 years
14
now.
years.
It's troubling.
Yes, it is
actually.
very disturbing. You know everything about me. I said, Chris is my Michael Cohen.
And boy, if we could just maybe have had some more ups along the way,
Yeah.
I'd feel a little bit better about this thing.
I completely agree.
Here's what you do.
Oh, boy.
As I've learned from the Marvis Morell School
Oh,
of
boy.
Policeotomy.
Oh, boy. Policeotomy. It is true.
So in this situation, you calmly explain to Gardner that due to his privilege, that the percentage chances of him surviving, receiving top-notch medical care, just out of the blue, even with the crappy insurance he's working with, he is more likely to heal and recover. Because let's be honest, Gardner, you're not really working a lot physically anyway. So
My
some
knees.
physical therapy would be good for you, even if you had a detached arm. I'm just saying, you can smoke with one arm. So you get
I
back
can
to
smoke with no arms.
I agree.
I would like to see that.
the Travis situation. Travis explains if he's found to be with what, upon entering the room, would appear to be a middle-aged white woman who had hurt her arm,
Yeah.
he's just going to get gunned down
That's true.
immediately, no questions asked.
Okay.
And Trump will award the Medal of Freedom to the officer.
That's kind of true.
So, if I may,
Yeah.
that was my Marvis Morell moment of clarity.
That's exactly what happened in the moment.
And that's what you
exactly
were
what's
thinking
going
in
on,
that
yes.
1.5 seconds?
No doubt
Does
about it.
Does it hurt to live like that?
You have
My
no
brain,
idea.
I was just like, okay, did I plant a bomb here? And I'm walking this way, and will this blow a toe off?
That's a
Or is
pretty
it-
good explanation from what he would say.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, your relationship shows.
It in that moment, can I explain for myself that
So-
in that moment, what I was feeling was along those lines
You
of
were feeling whore.
I was feeling
You just
horror.
didn't want to watch my
There-
arm.
I did not want to see your arm go off.
So you ran away.
Yeah, but here's how I was thinking. I was thinking that I want to help Gardner, but Gardner is a guy that finds a way to help himself.
Yeah.
So I thought that if anyone was going
Think
to
by
figure
the time
this
he's
out,
50, he'll help himself.
well, I just figured that if anyone can get themselves out of this situation, it's Chris Gardner because he's been in similar situations before. So I feel like I didn't want to be witness to this moment of amazing because
Oh.
this is what Gardner lives for. He lives for that chaotic moment. You live for putting your hand inside of an elevator at the last moment.
I just-
That's how you live your life. You're a
No,
man of
I
chaos.
just didn't want to wait. I was being impatient.
Yeah, exactly, a man of chaos. That's all. I was letting him be himself. Who am I to stop Chris Gardner from being Chris Gardner?
See,
I'm not him. I can't be that guy.
You should have seen the look he just gave you.
Just saying.
His eyes. The way they
They're
stared
so
at you.
judgmental. I've seen that look before.
And then he had to look away from
Chris
you.
used to be my manager at one point. I've seen that look before. Oh, really, Travis? You're going to be 35 minutes late? Hey, man, you was out there drinking with me, too.
And I got up like a GD professional.
Yeah, because you had issues. You sleep 2 hours and you're good, freak. Some of us drank half of MD 2020 and need they 19 hours to recover.
Yeah.
Oh, man, come on, man. You're 37 minutes late.
You show up 40 minutes late to work and then lean on the bar watching SportsCenter?
The guests were taken care of
Because of the food runner.
because of a food runner. Look, full disclosure.
Yeah.
I was not a good server. I think we can officially say that now at 35.
I mean,
I can conclude that I was
You
not
were,
a good server.
you're a relationship guy. You could get a laugh, maybe a fist bump out of a table.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're a morale guy, maybe. You'd make a good assistant manager that doesn't have to do anything too crazy.
I like that.
Right.
I
To-
think that was
yeah.
probably my world I would have rather lived in.
So you
My
just needed
favorite-
a promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I needed to be Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
I needed to
We need to
fail
get
up.
rid of him.
That's
Yeah.
and that's where the privilege truly came from. I was like, hold on. I don't want to have to also not work hard and I want to get promoted too. I want that life. So that's what I
Now,
was aiming for.
I do
Apparently it
wonder.
doesn't work for the coloreds.
Oh. It's interesting. Ben Carson seems to be doing pretty well.
Well,
Got some nice artwork in his house,
he
too.
does.
Thank you, Bear Jesus. What was it? I mixed up two stories.
Fred Bear.
Friend Bear and then the really weird Jesus painting, right?
Yes.
Okay, two separate stories. Gotcha.
Both terrified me.
Very-
My favorite thing about that was people that were very solid workers that would be, you're late, whatever. It's a brewery. People are going to party. Like Travis said, we were probably all at the same place 8 hours prior to the shift starting. My favorite was just to keep myself covered. The people who liked me but would occasionally be late or something, they'd just start sweeping up cigarettes in the parking lot. Be like, I'm on punishment. Gotcha. That's the move. Or they'd be like, hey,
nice.
wiping these windows down.
Nice.
You don't even have to assign punishment to me. I'm like, oh, thank you.
I would come in
I'm going
late.
to go play on Facebook in the manager's office.
Yeah, I would come in late and I'd
Take
be,
selfies.
hey, bartender, can you give me more alcohol for free, please?
That generally doesn't work out too well.
So, yeah, I think I can say now. I think it's safe to say. And gosh, I hope this all doesn't just crash and burn and I'm forced to try to get back out there and be back in the food service
We'll
industry.
delete this one if
Thank
that's
you
the
so
case.
much. Thank you so much. But I was absolutely awful as a server. I won't say absolutely awful. I was not good.
You didn't care.
I didn't care. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, what if you
think you
need?
cared
What if you
outside
had to
that?
be committed though?
About 25% more. What if you need mud?
What? What?
What?
Huh? Are you drunk now?
Did you say what if I need mutt?
What?
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 But if you it seems at this point or at that point in your life, you were having fun going along. Things change, times change.
Time change.
But if it becomes necessary
face
to
is
be
strange.
committed,
Right.
then maybe you're better then. Maybe you'd be better now if you had to be.
I think. I think everything. There's perspective to everything, and you're exactly right.
It's a
I think.
profound statement.
I mean, what I'm saying is, in this
Let's remember that.
I'm saying specifically for what you're saying in this instance, you're exactly right. It was a stage of where we were making fast money. They were very attractive people we worked with. We all, didn't have a shit ton of responsibilities,
Yeah.
so we were living like
So it's different.
people in their early 20s.
Yeah.
We were absolutely
What's-
being,
Hey, you were living a privileged life,
we were-
it seems.
I would say we were cautiously reckless.
What's the
Like we went to that edge.
I'm
We
glad.
didn't go past it, but we were happy to walk along it.
I'm glad you lived that way because now you have that perspective of living a
Yes.
privileged life.
Yes. Oh wait, what?
Uh-huh.
No, I don't say it was
Yeah.
privilege.
Yo, it sure sounds like it.
I think I found a soft spot.
oh.
I found that open
I don't
spot
know,
in the
you said
defense.
yes.
yeah, and she was a sophomore sorority.
Ugh. It's just like how the receiver will cut the route off and just sit in the zone. That's what we did. It was like, yeah, we could absolutely keep going towards things like law school and actually graduating school.
Oh, wait,
and-
you could make the decision to say yes or no? And
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
but you were just like, you know what?
You know
I
what?
can
This
kind of
is-
do that, but also there's some hoes over here.
Also, so I have the ability, the privilege to say no to that and just continue what I'm doing.
Well, it depends on where you start on the route. So, like, if you're going to compare it to that, your privilege would be that you would be a 98 rating on Madden.
I don't think
So you would be
this is a
faster
nice
than everybody
try, Travis,
else.
but
Damn it. Rats.
I appreciate the effort you're making here.
I'm curious what you guys' worst job was.
Worst?
I'll tell you where it wouldn't be.
Oh, Kids Gap, Baby Gap, probably.
Oh, sweet God. Please, you were going to do a plug for a sponsor, were you not?
Gateway Powder Coat.
Thank you so much. Let's do that, 'cause we have to
GatewayPowderCoat.com.
that
They
story.
have wonderful, wonderful customer service because their people like working there. Check out GatewayPowderCoat.com for more information. Be sure to take all of your metal that needs painted there. Don't paint it, powder coat it, baby. Fast, durable, and affordable. Out O'Fallon way. You can take it there. #1 resource for powder coating in the Midwest. So what's the worst job you've ever had?
Kids Gap, Baby Gap.
Please tell me this wasn't
Stock
within the last
Retail's
10
a
years.
bitch.
It's not in the last 10 years, was it?
No.
Thank God.
This would have ended in like 2001.
Oh, some time ago.
Maybe or so,
Okay, so we were a young,
2002.
svelte Chris Gardner.
Well, I got fired because I showed up 3 hours late because I was playing basketball, and they asked me why I was late, and I said I was playing basketball.
That'll do it. How old were you?
I might have been
24?
21.
21, okay.
22.
21. Wow. But you were.
Oh, I definitely was
and this is
21.
before cell phones took off.
It might have been like 22, because the guys I worked with, I would hang out with, and one of them, Al, my manager, he's the one who took me to the Pink Slip one night.
Oh, good.
So I was definitely 21.
All right. So wait.
I think I was like 22.
Well, that's a 21-year-old thing to say. I was just
Yeah.
making sure Gardner at 33 didn't.
How was the
No.
hooping that day? Were you on fire?
It was at a court off McKenzie where they had the lowered rim,
So everybody was just getting their dunk on.
so we were dunking. Yeah.
That's freaking hilarious.
So that's why I was 3 hours late.
That's hilarious.
I didn't like the job. They knew it.
Kids Gap, Baby Gap.
Yeah, I was in the stock
I'm
room in
surprised
back,
you passed their screening.
folding baby clothes.
Oh.
It's like,
That's awful. That sounds like a freaking terrible job.
that wasn't the greatest.
That sounds.
Is that what led you to
absolutely
not want to have
terrible.
kids ever?
No, I think what led me to not wanting to
boy,
have
why'd
kids
you
ever
ask that
is
question?
watching how I go through life
Oh.
and not wanting to put that on me or another person because I care so much.
Well, you're a good guy.
So why would I, if I love someone, why would I put them through me?
That's an honest answer.
It's raw and it's hurtful in
Oh
a way.
boy, God! My face is melting because of that statement. Jesus, that's heavy.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your worst job?
You got all that from that question.
My worst job. Oof. I think the job where I was general manager of a new restaurant.
You were a
for a
general
new
manager?
Yeah, I
hotel
remember this.
chain.
I remember this.
And
I remember he
was-
said he was. I remember this is one of the funniest things. He was so excited. He took a chance. Sorry, this is my
chance.
perspective, and he was so excited.
It was
And this
more
wasn't quite
money.
as invasive back then, but I'll never forget seeing a tweet. I'm like, good for Trav, doing his thing or whatever, and he's got an opportunity. And I remember him. He was so excited and so engaged that he said he would be personally going over like Twitter and social media plans for the people that work for him, or policy that he was going to help all the people that work. I don't remember the exact. I bet I could find the tweet because I remember it.
he might have deleted
He
it.
was so excited that he discussed online openly that he would be implementing a social media procedure for the folks working with him.
Huh.
Do you remember saying something like that?
I may have said something along
I'll
those
just-
lines.
it's
I'll be
burned into my head.
responsible.
What was your social
But-
media procedure? That they could only communicate in GIFs?
That would have been so dope. That'd have been so. Can you imagine that manual? So easy to read.
If you could have said you invented Black Twitter, you would have been
Ah,
like Al Gore saying he invented the internet.
that would be huge.
You should do that anyway.
I don't know. One
No.
thing black people have, they have receipts, and I don't want to be exposed. But yeah, there was
Did you
a
get that
moment
Twitter
I had
account
that.
cleaned up?
Shoot, we'll see. Whatever job comes in next. But the fact is that yes, I was very excited for that job. I was told the type of freedom I would be able to have in implementing my agenda on that job.
Yeah.
And it was the absolute opposite. It was all bait, and it was one of the most miserable personal experience because the owner was racist. The owner was, and then here's the twist. He wasn't white.
Oh, you're saying people that aren't white can be racist? Okay. go
So
ahead.
so that was another like.
Was this
double
around
milestone.
2013?
Probably.
Like August 5th, 2013?
Okay, what does it say? What does it say?
You ready for this one?
Oh,
How did I
boy.
remember this?
Gonna design the social media policy for the employees. First rule, follow me back, bitch.
I'm a genius. I can't believe I remember that. Oh my. That's funny. That's funny. That's way
Travis is
funnier
gonna
than
be
I
like, all right,
described.
delete that one later.
No, that's actually surprisingly better than I thought.
Ooh, I'm so glad I remember
That's
that.
funny.
That really is.
2013.
But that was an awful job, man.
That
like,
just
it
shows
was
how
just
much
an
you
awful
enjoyed
job.
it, though. You were making Joe. You were
Yeah,
really in
it was
man.
it was like a genuine opportunity to be a part of something from the ground up. And again, the way that like I was like, man, I was like, all right, this is a great opportunity for me. It's more money. More money means more freedom. And it was just like I'm like when people say it really wasn't about the money to walk away from a job, like that would be it. Like it still with the amount of money I was making a decent amount back then. It was the first time I was like, oh, fuck the money. This sucks. And so that is where I experienced privilege for the first time.
Oh.
That is where the privilege.
I don't know.
So now that's why it's the
I-
worst job because it's the
it's-
first time I've experienced privilege ever in that moment.
So you hate the privilege. You hate that you had to experience privilege.
I hate I had to go through that. That was terrible.
Because if you have to experience privilege, how can you be in the struggle?
Oh, good point.
Well asked.
Like it was just where it was a bad Key and Peele skit. Like it was like
Sketch.
he was saying things that you were like, it's
How
like
did that social media policy
How did
go
it
over?
How did he sound? What, like if I'm you and I'm like I know I'm the general manager and I'm supposed to have the menu done by now. It's a little bit late. Sorry. What was his name? What was his name?
his
First name? Something similar to it?
I don't know.
What was his name?
I don't remember his name.
Did it
Patek,
end with an eat?
Patek,
Tech?
Patek.
Patek. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Patek. What's up with you, man? How would he respond?
I will not. Let's just say that I would not do it because we had a very funny comedian on this show that is very much against the stereotype of these people, and out of respect to him, I would not like to impersonate that voice.
Oh.
But he is a very popular character on a popular cartoon where he owns.
So you're saying this guy was the
he
cartoon?
may or may not own a Quickie Mart.
Okay.
So you're saying he's Indian?
You said it. I didn't.
Is it?
I think
is that
it's okay to
disrespectful?
say.
No, I
Yeah,
don't know. Can you say Indian? I don't.
Yeah.
It's fine.
we can't.
You
Say
can't
yes.
mimic. You can't mimic a sound. Is that because you respect them less?
I know. I just think that the traditional way of speaking like them is very offensive.
It can be mocking.
It can
fine.
be mocking, and I don't want to participate.
Teresa
in that.
was 14 and hired to help answer the phones at this high-end furniture store next to her house. Turns out the phone never rang, so I was then promoted to weed picking duty and sweeping the parking lot.
Actually, I just realized Kids Gap Baby Gap wasn't my worst job.
Oh boy.
It was Payne Weber. When I
The-
worked
the
at
bowling alley.
no, it was a financial services
That's
firm.
Pete Weber.
That's Pete. Sorry.
Hall of Fame bowler.
Are you shitting me?
My bad.
Kidding me?
Dr. Ed is so pissed.
Oh my
he's
gosh.
literally chopping up
Dr.
the
Ed's like,
contract right now.
I worked on Pete Weber's dog 3 months ago.
Hey man, for a black guy, that was a pretty damn good guess though, right?
Pete Weber,
You so
like,
innocently said the bowling
The
alley?
bowling alley. And Chris incredulously just looks at me. Pete, that's Pete Weber, you idiot.
You rube.
You idiot. He was.
kidding me?
You fucking did say that.
just like yesterday,
He
he's
said-
making fun of Kurt Suzuki, and he's Hawaiian.
You fucking kidding me?
The bowling alley.
Cardinal Lanes? Like, where did you get that?
So Payne Weber, does he do the grills?
No.
He doesn't do the grills either.
No.
What Weber is that?
It's you. It was
Chris's little brother.
Okay.
UBS Payne Weber. It was a financial services firm.
Okay.
I had to wear a tie and everything every day.
Ugh.
And I had to cold call people about their portfolios. So it was that one. That was the
That's
worst one.
awful. Oh, God.
I must have blocked it out because it just hit me when you mentioned someone else's story, and I'm like, oh, wait. Now I remember the worst job I had.
But you know why I forgot that tweet, to your point? Like, you tried to really block out those moments. Like, they were so miserable. Like, they just drove you just to the core. So miserable. You just, everything just goes black.
I would spend 10 minutes an hour staring at the wall. I would set it aside. It was part of the schedule I had.
They're like, hey, we're not really happy with how you're using your time. You're like, what do you mean? We found your schedule.
I would.
So you relate to Trump's executive time.
Like I would look at, okay, it's, let's say 8:35 right now. Say the day started at 8. I would try and go, okay, I'm going to get to 8:45, and then I get 10 minutes of just staring. And then I would do that, and then go back to work.
That sounds awful. That sounds awful.
Yeah. Oh, it was not pleasant. Yeah, you get lists and you cold call. And
Well,
then
it's
you
nothing
call
you care
people
about.
that people that you don't know, and then you're asking questions. Like, and I still remember the day I was going to quit. It was because I had called looking for like Mr. Franklin, and Mrs. Franklin answered the phone, and she's like, "Oh, Mr. Franklin's been dead for 10 years."
Oh.
And I've been so programmed that I just went into, well, Mrs. Franklin, perhaps you'd like to come in for a portfolio review.
Oh, Gardner!
And she said yes.
Oh!
By the time I was done talking to her, and I hung up the phone, and I'm like, I hate myself.
Oh, that's awful.
I need to quit. And so then I quit the next day.
That's awful.
Yeah. I didn't feel good. I did not feel good. I still, I go by
How old
that.
were you?
I go by that plaza every once in a while. I was in college at the time
that's the thing. Like you think you have to have a job. You have to.
Yeah.
I got to get this
Yeah.
job. I got to do
Yeah.
this. I got to. And you're.
it was like, and it was supposed to be a summer deal. I was helping a friend out who worked there because he was studying for the Series 7 and needed some like ease of his workload. And so he got me on there, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just do it for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just like, oh, this is. And then like the boss there was like, he's like, yeah, I used to work in radio in New York. He's like, you need to get out of radio. Yeah, okay, yeah, you might have been right in the long run. Okay, fine. But not for this.
Did he tell you to get into podcasting?
No.
Oh, okay.
He wanted. He's like, oh, you can do this. You can. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do this.
Right.
My
That's a
friend,
rough one.
my friend who had the job there, he didn't even end up. He did it for a little while and then quit. He's a teacher now. He's like, I couldn't do it anymore. So it just wasn't for me. Sorry, Mrs. Franklin. But thank you as well
Oh,
for allowing me to see the light.
our friend Kim in the comments gives a smirky face and says Olive Garden.
Is
We
it
were
'cause
employed there at the same time.
What is it
To
like?
be fair,
Is
I
it
made
never-ending pasta bowl right now?
that was not the worst. I made so many friends because they were all just college kids, and as I stated in the comments, the after parties were way more lit than the breadsticks. Think about that in a college town,
And
in
I
a
think
college
that's-
town at an Olive Garden, half your staff's going to be very attractive.
I think
That's
that-
really funny.
Man,
thinking
you're talking
that.
about drugs, weeds, good-looking people, young, fast money. Like, I mean, we were just going to do a bunch of.
looking
but we were cautiously
looking all
reckless.
hot in our boxy white shirts.
Oh man, you think we had these third trimester bellies?
I mean, I did, but it looked better.
You think I
was
would be
more
wearing a
shape.
hat right now? I would be showing off my locks.
You're
I had
dead?
hair.
Do you have beads at one point?
Yeah.
Where's that picture?
We burned that one.
I'll find her name.
But think about Travis with a full head of hair with 1.5 packs. I could at least run upstairs and run back down without taking a 30-minute break in between.
We need to do some photoshops of you with hair.
Ooh, that'd be
Okay.
good.
See
Triangle
how it looks.
Assassin really wants me to say my worst job is podcast host. Be on brand.
He would probably be correct in that assessment. I look forward to when Chris is vice president of marketing at Warner Brothers, and he's just like,
Do you think that's my ceiling?
look at these,
Pretty high.
look at these idiots. Look at Travis
Yeah.
on his 14th podcast on PBS now,
PBS.
talking about his very,
PBS.
very brief children's media screenwriting career.
Yeah.
Gardner, who I would envision in about 10 years will probably be somewhere living under a cave.
Under a cave?
Yeah, under a cave with Nicolas Cage.
Did you just say Nicolas Cage because it sounded like cave and it made you think of that name?
No, I just know you would love Nicolas
Oh.
Cage.
Why would I live under a cave? Why wouldn't I live in the cave?
Because you're living with
Good
Nicolas
question.
Cage. Where else would Nicolas Cage live?
But what's under a cave? Wouldn't that be another cave?
That's a Nicolas Cage question.
It just seems like a cave upon a cave, and it would be the same cave at that point.
You say so.
You want some more comments on bad jobs? Or do you want to inception this cave thing?
Let's do both.
From Tom Brown. Worst job ever was as a car salesman in Wood River, whose mascot is Quagmire, redrawn as a frog. Fired on my birthday. Best birthday gift ever, except Super Mario 3 when I was 8. What a car sales
on.
thing to do to fire somebody on their birthday.
Come on, bring him in. I love hearing these stories.
Uh,
These are good.
Vicky, this is my sister-in-law, met my brother at one of those OG after parties.
Sure did.
So thank you, Olive Garden of Columbia, Missouri.
I like how
Dave.
OG after party.
Oh yeah.
Were you at Olive Garden too, Travis? Or
I was
no?
not. I was
did
not.
Old-
but I
Old
became.
Chicago.
But yeah, I did Old Chicago. I was right down the street.
Before we graduated into brewery work.
Yeah, so we got to the high scale life.
That is very true, by the way. My brother met his decade-plus partner in crime at an Olive Garden
After party. Look how the Lord
Didn't-
works.
Shine a little on me, bro. Paul,
That's a hell of a romance story,
Isn't it?
Yeah.
happily ever after. They're doing great.
Yeah, such a cute couple too.
Let's not say cute whenever there's
I like
one
how
of them's the size of a life-size Shrek.
I like how she said OG after
Oh
party.
yeah,
OG.
that was in jest. I
Did you
did
guys call it the OG?
No, we went
Yeah.
up. Yeah, they did call the.
but it's a thing where it starts as like a douchey thing people say, and you don't realize it's douchey, and then you say it making fun of the douchey thing, and
Right.
then you do it so much it swings back around to where you're just part of the problem.
Yeah.
Right. That's what she said.
It's cyclical.
Yep. I did fundraising for the Fraternal Order of Police for 3 days. It was boiler room but with North County Hoosier.
Oh no. Oh Mo, I would have loved to have been a fly on that wall.
I was once in a sales meeting at what I thought was this is one of my I gotta get out of here, and I had got like salesman of the month like 2 months in a row or something good.
Did you deserve it?
Yeah, it was all numbers based, and I cut through it. No, me and the other one of my buddies, it may have been Kurt was working there, KFB, shout out, and then another guy, John. We're sitting there, and they earnestly turned on like a Tiger Blood video, like with like a motivational thing, like now go out there. And I was so appalled that I just sat through something like that it definitely set me on a path.
That broke you?
It broke me. I was like, oh, that's not me. What's happening here?
Now that may be
It
the
was a
best
real
part of
life-
your
So
like-
you didn't win Salesman of the Month that month.
No, I tanked on purpose to show them no more clips. That was mature.
Show me Tiger Blood again.
It
We're
was
done.
Yeah, it was very disturbing, to say the least. 1.5 pack was his gut and a hernia. That's from Black Sheep, talking about your abs. Tom Brown clarifying.
Black Sheep also. He could be my Michael Cohen.
Yeah, he's got a few on you.
Yeah, he's got a few on me as well.
Although Black Sheep would leave $20 bills under my bedroom door in one of our houses because he would sleep on our couch for extended days at a time. And nobody'd say anything to him. So as a good Samaritan, he'd be like, here, a little something. Not sure why.
I slept on my lawyer's couch a lot during college days.
Was he your lawyer then, or just a friend?
No, he was not my lawyer at that time.
Accomplice.
I had a different lawyer then.
I like this journey down the last 10 years of our lives.
It's pretty sad.
It is very, very depressing.
A lot has happened.
Our guest in the second hour, Dr. Ed, would be saying like, "Yeah, I'd performed my 12th surgery by the age of 23." Like, yeah.
Maybe it's a good time to mention St. Louis Counseling.
That's right. If you have issues with your past, make sure to drop them a line. You can see the website online, stlouiscounseling.org. They do. They actually have great help. We've been sending some people there. People have asked for recommendations. We sent them there. They give us glowing reviews on the way back. Get your mind right. Get
they're
in.
recording today.
St. Louis Counseling Services
They had
online at stlouiscounseling.org, and check out the podcast Mental Health Matters. Our guest in the second hour, Dr. Ed of Hillside Animal Hospital, has been a guest. Travis Terrell, been a guest. Myself, been a guest. Mental Health Matters. Check them out online today.
I think a person that can probably relate with what we used to be or what I used to be is Emma Watson, apparently.
Oh, boy.
Because she has coined a term that I wish I had known when I was out here struggling in these streets. Yesterday, during an interview, Emma Watson says, "Hey, she's not single. She's self-partnered."
Okay.
In an interview with British Vogue, she coined the phrase. The actor and activist, whose birthday is in April, says she initially did not understand the fuss that surrounded the milestone. More recently, however, she admitted feeling stressed and anxious about her upcoming birthday.
Okay.
She told British Vogue, "If you have not built a home, if you do not have a husband, if you do not have a baby, and you are turning 30 and you're not in some incredibly secure, stable place in your career, or you're still figuring things out, that's just this incredible amount of anxiety." Speaking of how she had never believed the "I'm happy single" spiel, she added, "It took me a long time, but I'm very happy being single. I call it being self-partnered."
Oh, I'm jealous that she's able to come up with a phrase like that.
I was going to say, is
That's
she
some boss.
genius or out of her mind?
No, she's genius.
That's a
She's
fantastic
genius.
phrase.
She look.
She
Emma
just
Watson,
rebranded Incel. says Tom Brown.
like that.
It's all about branding.
Only
right,
Hermione
Travis?
can make that happen. Listen here, man. Emma Watson.
Do you want her to?
I self-partner to Emma Watson every night.
Oh,
if you know what I mean.
I was
Well, you,
wondering.
You did ask some people online about this in
Yeah.
our latest Melee, Gardner. What are the results?
We had a melee asking which is a better celebrity-created relationship phrase, and it's with self-partnered or unconscious uncoupling.
That, of course, was the Gwyneth Paltrow phrase she used to describe her divorce proceedings from the Coldplay singer Chris Martin in 2014.
And our results: 64% for unconscious uncoupling, 36% for self-partnered. I was a little disappointed in the results here. As you can see,
Self-partner.
I voted for self-partnered.
Yeah, self-partner is so strong. I love that. That's my jam. Self-partnered, man, that's so condescending and conceited at the same time. I love that.
I do too. I also love our friends at Sophie's. Each and every week, we partner with them. It's not a self-partner, it's a double partnership. Happiest Hour, Mid-Coast Comedy Series that's right each and every Thursday, 6 p.m., including this week, Jay Light coming in from Los Angeles. Travis, you familiar with Roast Battle on Comedy Central?
I am.
He's been on it. That's right. He's headlining. We also have another headliner in from Los Angeles, Aaron Brooks, plus Molly Ambergy. She's hosting, and Jimmy Day. So a mix of St. Louis and Los Angeles talent this week, thanks to Jack Daniels. There's specials. We've got Schlafly specials as well. Come out, happy hour this Thursday in Grand Center. Even though we're doing the other shows, we're still rocking it out. If you want to come by, have fun, free show, see some great talent in that you'd have to pay much more at any other place, be sure to stop by Sophie's this Thursday for Happiest Hour. We've got some the Dr. Ed jumping into the comments.
Oh.
Gardner was never a guest on St. Louis Counseling, only a 30-minute show. Maybe they call that a session.
We could do a live show of just Tom Duff talking to me.
Oh, boy. Camera on you the whole
Like,
time?
we're not his traditional podcast. We
Yeah.
want to dive deep. What if we go deep? We might be able to get some money off that one.
Does anybody buy that Emma Watson's single?
Oh, the guy that she sleeps with 4 nights a week is like, really? Whenever she put this out there, right?
And I wouldn't mind that situation either. I mean, I ain't trying to be all up on the red carpet. I ain't need to be doing all that. But I doubt Emma Watson.
I think she has brown hair.
Now, look, I'm not saying she don't go through what normal people go through.
She looks in control.
But yeah, I feel like Emma Watson, and I think didn't she graduate from Brown? Like she's a very smart, capable woman that I don't think needs a relationship to define herself. But
I don't
baby
know
girl,
what's happening? You're trying to.
I don't. How you doing, Emma Watson?
Oh boy.
I hope everything's going all right with you. You know what? You used to put a spell on me too, baby girl. Let me put a spell on you. A dickomotus.
Okay.
What?
A dickomotus. I was just hoping she was looking at the camera when I said that. That's a dickomotus.
Oh. No. Nope.
That's fine.
All right. It's been a fun first hour. We got Dr. Ed here. We got a few things to get to. Gardner, what do you want to jump to real quick?
Could I thank someone real quick?
I'll go for it. Yes.
Yourself for getting us live at 8:08.
Yeah, way to go, Chris Gardner. Christopher William, Patrick Francis Gardner.
Got it.
I like to thank the folks in the athletic department at St. Louis University.
Oh, big night last night.
It was a big night. It was opening night for the St. Louis Billikens college basketball team.
Yeah, the men's team won over Florida Gulf Coast. Dunk City, not what they used to be.
No, it's not.
Looks a little different.
Yeah, maybe probably like Free Throw City.
Yeah, a couple guys with man buns now.
Oh, boy.
That was what I was actually sitting next to Frank Cusimano for the first half.
How did he
Terrific game.
Did he blame the man buns on Obama?
No. He and I had a little political conversation.
Okay.
I apparently had to explain to him exactly what democratic socialism is and kind of show him the differences of things. And because shockingly, he didn't know. Just couched it together with everything. And we had some other conversations as well. But it was at one point, one of the guys with the man buns stole the ball, and he laughed when I said, "You can't let a guy with a man bun take the ball from you, Frank. Like, that just can't happen. That's like me stealing the ball from you. Like, shouldn't happen.
Yeah, that's true.
That should not happen."
No, it should not.
But we had a good time watching Billikens first half. They got some shooters now off the bench.
Oh,
That's
nice.
good from the perimeter.
Is that code for white guys?
There's one white guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Gibson Jimerson.
Oh, my. That's the white guy's name?
Yeah. He can shoot. He could be popular.
Ascot All-Star.
I'm about to say, he sounds like an Ascot All-Star.
He could be a popular kid.
Gibson
Jimerson.
Jimerson.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that is a St. Louis name.
I need Rammer to come up with. He's gonna have a 3-ball call for him personally, just because he's gonna be a kid that shoots from the perimeter a lot.
Did he go to Francis Howell?
No, I think he's from Florida.
Okay.
Or he went to school in Florida. I think Mount Verde. He might be from Richmond, Virginia. So we'll have to come up. He's just dying to have.
Jimerson.
Yeah. So something's gonna have to happen there. But
Put a Jimerson hat on it. No, okay.
no, Shimerson. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
But I picked up my credential for the season last night.
You did?
So I
You are
walked
part
in.
of the media? Fake news.
Yeah. That's their issue now. But they personalized mine.
Oh, yeah?
It doesn't say what outlet I work for.
Oh, that's good.
It says Chris Gardner, Red Panda Fan Club.
Look at that. On your media badge.
The international treasure. The famed Chinese acrobat. Red Panda, who of a fan I am. But they put Red Panda Fan Club on my credential.
It's pretty fantastic.
It was
nice.
awesome. I opened it up, and Brian Kunderman down there just kind of held his finger by it. And I go, "Are you serious?" He's like, he just kind of smiled. I'm like, "You guys." And I was like, "Can I take a picture and put this on?" He's like, "Yeah, do whatever you want."
Oh.
But then I did find out, too, though, as of right now, Red Panda is not scheduled to perform at halftime of a Billikens men's basketball game at Chaffetz Arena this season.
Oh, boy.
And I tweeted that out, also stating the situation is fluid. I'll let you guys know
It's like
if I get an
Spider-Man leaving the
update on this.
MCU.
And Travis, I did this without your permission,
Oh no.
but I did offer the services of Modest Mouth if needed.
Okay, that's fine.
This is bad.
They do the halftime show. It's about time, baby. This is how we get to the garden through Chaffetz.
There's your audition.
Man, that's whoo boy.
So I did offer our services, or I might have to get on the scooter and come up with my own bowl routine.
Oh, I have a bowl routine.
Do you? Maybe we could do ours at the same time at halftime.
Oh yes. I think it will be legal in Missouri by then. So
Maybe.
absolutely.
We'll try it.
Okay.
We'll make an audition tape. Maybe
Oh,
Sean could-
okay. All right.
So maybe I'll try and do her routine on my scooter
Oh,
and see how that goes.
I like it.
Just some ideas.
That's not bad, actually.
Or we could just get her here for halftime.
Oh, we can make
The
that.
students love it. It's one of their favorite games of the year.
Did you see Mikey Gaines?
I did not. I saw him tweeting though.
No. Okay. Was he at the game?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Randy Carricker was down there.
Oh, our brother of the show.
Randy texted me a few times as I was sitting next to Frank. I'll tell you what he was texting me off the air.
Oh,
boy.
Jesus. Oh boy.
Okay. All right.
That's about it. But I wanted to thank them for personalizing the credential like
That
that.
is well done.
That's a big night.
Hopefully we can get her back in town here.
Okay.
She has never dropped a bowl while performing at Chaffetz Arena. Never.
It's the acoustics. The acoustics. They have good acoustics in there.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's it.
Will the tape be called Two Guys, One Bowl?
I like it.
We could probably do that.
I'm
Okay.
down for that.
That'll do it for the first hour. We've got Hillside Animal Hospital's Dr. Ed Minyenko. He's already firing off jokes, so that means he's ready to roll. We'll play some dogs on film. You guys bring it back here. Be sure to come see us this Thursday, Atomic Cowboy in the Grove. Travis and I hosting, what is it now? Target practice. It's a roast tournament. It'll be the best hour of the week, and Flyover's kicking off. It's going to be a really good time. Let's have some fun. And good morning to you, Jeffrey, in the comments. He says it's ass-eating season.
Oh boy.
Well, okay.
All right.
Quick break on We Are Live. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. It's We Are Live. Chris Edmond, Travis Farrell, Chris Gardner, and the great Dr. Ed Minyeko. Hit it, Gardner! Two can play that game.
Dr. Ed. Dr. Ed. The good doctor is in.
Dr. Ed's from Hillside Animal Hospital. He joins us each and every week for Dogs on Film. Check out hillsideanimalhospital.net for more information. I take my dogs there. You take your dogs there. That's how that works. He supports us. You support him. We were just talking about this. We got target practice coming up Thursday, 8 o'clock in the Grove. Dr. Ed may try and swing by. I just found this out, so it's kind of funny. So we've got 8 comics performing. They go up against each other. It's tournament style. We do have a couple in there. They're on different sides of the bracket. But can you imagine a couple roasting each other? Because in the finals, you roast each other. So technically, at target practice Thursday night in the Grove, we could have a couple roasting each other.
That'd be really
Do you like that?
I like that idea.
Sam Lyons and Meredith Hopping are in it. They also work together, so that could be funny. They do a lot of stuff together. And I just found out that Lucia, who's from Chicago, used to be in a youth group that Meredith Hopping was the leader of in Chicago.
Shut up.
This is getting funnier by the minute.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So, looking forward to that. Come out and see all the funny pairings and everything else. That's target practice Thursday at there it is at Atomic Cowboy. We were talking about bad jobs. Dr. Ed, you ever had a bad job?
Yeah, several. I used to work at Uncle Bill's Pancake House as a dishwasher, believe it or not. Not as a server or anything, but as a dishwasher.
I'm surprised to hear that. I didn't realize that they'd been rocking and rolling since you would have been dishwasher age.
This was in the mid-'70s.
Yeah.
Wow. So
was it rowdy back then?
Yeah, what didn't you like about it?
Oh, God. I mean, it was just a dirty job, seriously, as a dishwasher. Yeah, I mean, I never got to go out and see the public, but it got crazy at, having the bars closed. But then it got fun, though. After the bar rush was all done, we would get to eat something, and the cooks a lot of time would let us cook our own food.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
that's
have a
pretty
little
dope.
fun. Yeah.
Huh. Did you ever wash dishes at the restaurant, Travis?
I think that way. I think when I was at Old Chicago, because I was like I said, we were just saying before we went live that like money for a college student was like breathing, and so like
how are you gonna get drunk?
Like, and then every opportunity you had, like even you like, all right, so I don't have classes on Tuesday and Thursday, so you would take whatever shift, no matter what was available, whether it was serving, hosting, busboy, dishwasher. If it was available and they were going to pay you for it, you would volunteer because that's how badly we needed or wanted money back then. So yeah, I did everything in the service industry. I can literally say I've done everything in the service industry, and I
remember
love it for the experience, but hate it just how it made me hate human beings.
That'll happen. That will definitely happen.
I don't think I could do a serve. I don't think I could be a waiter.
It's fine. The job obviously is very easy, isn't complicated, but the people you come across,
gotta be able to deal with people.
And people are very. I really don't think folks realize how awful they are when they go out in public.
People that would never bother you, speak down to you,
Yes.
or anything in
Yes.
any other situation
Ever.
Period, will take liberty and sometimes talk down to you, and it messes with you because you're like, if I wasn't wearing this apron,
Right.
and you spoke to me like this
Right.
in any other setting,
Right.
we both know that there would be some caveman take your dinner situation things happening right now. But at the end of the day, I would say the majority of people are pretty cool. It's the small percentage that will send you into a tailspin.
Yeah, that's true. There's just you can have a night where you've had nice 15 to 16 tables.
Yep.
14 of them are awesome, and it's 2 of them that just drives you up the wall. I guess I just saw a side of people I didn't really know existed in the general public. Like people or whatever behind closed doors, but I just never imagined in such a public setting people behaving so poorly.
I've always hated those tables that just sit there and they were done with dinner 2 hours ago, and yet they're still sitting there. I mean and there's people lined up at the door. And they just still sit there.
I think like I said, it was one of those shocking moments as a guy growing up realizing, adults are idiots as well. And that was kind of like being in college, you're just like, what? Adults are stupid asshole? This is weird.
And as wait staff, you can get way too entitled too. That happens.
There were our moments.
You get on a streak and you have a few or you're years into the game and you are doing good and you think you're still doing good, but you kind of forget that you're there to wait on people and to take care of people, and maybe you're getting a little short with them. Maybe you're doing that, and then all of a sudden you're throwing a fit if you get a 19% tip. You know what I mean? So we've been there.
I was
too.
watching SportsCenter. What do you want me to do?
That's true. So Dr. Edmund Yako joins us each and every week. We play some Dogs on Film, which we will do today. I did want to touch base. Colton Wong's got a Gold Glove.
Yeah.
The Blues have pulled off some fun shenanigans recently. Billikens kicked off last night. Continue to be MLS talk, but I do want to ask you three in particular. NFL grumblings. This is the home of the Battlehawks now. And now the NFL talk. This is a rumor from Vinny Bonsignore out of L.A., but would you be excited if the San Diego Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers, became the St. Louis Chargers?
Wait, what did Vinny say?
He said the league is Oh, you're not on Twitter. I was like, I figured I was waiting for you to finish what I was saying.
No, I didn't know
He's
anything
saying
about this.
league sources have said there have been discussions about the Chargers in London and St. Louis.
Well, and to be clear, Vinny didn't mention St. Louis.
Okay.
That was another report.
Got it. Another reporter.
Okay.
My mistake. On top of that, Spanos has then come out and said that's an effing lie. You know, this is BS. But that may be true, may not, because the league could be kicking tires. Either way, would you accept it if the Chargers or another team came to St. Louis?
I would accept it. I'm not overly excited about the idea. I mean, you know, I can kind of give or take, you know, an NFL team here in St. Louis. I mean, I do enjoy watching, but.
One more point. Oh, no.
Ah!
Yep.
It does like we're holding one of the, like, all right, you get the other end, Dr. Ed. All right, you go.
You idiots.
Oh, like we're Power Rangers.
No, that's bad. Doctor, it's like I have a doctorate. One of the
You
reasons,
come on this show, you turn into an idiot like the rest of
Yeah,
us.
welcome to the ball game.
True. One of the reasons being that the NFL is going to get shellacked in this lawsuit, and things continue to progress in the favor of our region, I guess you could say. And there's going to be discovery and a lot of other things. So they think, this has been surmised, that potentially giving a franchise back to the city would kind of make that go away. That's what I've read.
I've heard this. I haven't taken a deep dive for several reasons. It does sound like unverified sources and a lot of internet talk. I will say that they absolutely have a problem with the Chargers in LA. So the Chargers being in LA long term just doesn't seem like it's going to work because they are struggling. They are struggling right now to sell their portion of the PSLs to help fund what is now turning into a $3 billion stadium in Inglewood. So their chances of staying in LA does seem very small. San Diego has said, look, if you want to come back on your own accord, but we ain't paying a single dollar or a public dime to bring you back to San Diego. London seems far-fetched and seems like a very expensive prospect, and that's something that I would imagine the players' union would have a say in because guys live in another country and that travel, so that seems pretty much far out. St. Louis makes sense, but it would, I don't know, even with what's going on in the courts, would still be enough for the league to come back to St. Louis. I find it would be the biggest shock I can recall in the last 20 years in American sports if the NFL were to return back to St. Louis.
I don't know much about the lawsuit happening, but is it the NFL on the hook or is it Stan Kroenke on the hook?
Both right now. Both, right? The NFL owners and Kroenke would be on the hook.
I'm uneducated, but whatever keeps happening, it's like, oh.
The Supreme Court kicked it back, and it's kind of what people thought was going to happen. But it's right now the appellate courts have upheld everything in favor of the city of St. Louis and former PSL owners. So this, if I'm not mistaken, I think St. Louis is like 6-0 so far in these court cases. They haven't lost yet, and so yeah, I don't know if that's going to be enough to trigger a settlement where that means There would have to be a ton of assurances. Would it not, Gardner? Would it have to be a situation
I
where
was just laughing because you're like, St. Louis is 6-0 so far. You're like breaking it down like you're on the pregame show.
Sorry, yeah, I am that.
What are the odds St. Louis stays undefeated for the entire season?
But I think even with everything, the momentum that has gone the way in the courts, I just don't see a scenario legitimately, legitimately where the NFL returns back to St.
Well, and I'm
Louis.
biased. I want no part of them.
But if there were all insurances and they were to foot the bill, and that means that the
Nope.
NFL is like, look, cost you nothing, we'll bring NFL back here.
No.
Where we don't have to pull up public funding and whatever it costs to get the stadium ready again.
Nope.
NFL foots the bill.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
You saying it
Is
won't
this-
happen or you don't want it?
Well,
Don't
is
want it.
Is this like Geico or Allstate? Who insurance?
Number
is that?
one, even if they said that and you were able to work that out initially, why would you believe that's how it would conclude in the end?
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. But I tell you what.
I appreciate your honesty.
But I tell you
though.
what, if it again doesn't come at a cost, and that's a huge if, so that means it won't happen. But if it comes at a cost, what the hell not? Why the hell not?
Because I don't believe that would be the case in the end.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
City's already out money. They're not going to put
Yeah,
out
yes.
anymore.
City doesn't have money, but if you were to say to the city, look, all right, it costs you nothing to bring back the Chargers, so whatever it costs will fit the bill.
I'd rather just have that lawsuit money than them.
You want the glory of them being exposed, though, right?
You're
Yeah,
not going to
it's
get
fine.
that, though. I mean, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you in that I would love for those guys to have to say a lot of things under oath. And so, but I just, then because of that,
Well,
it won't happen.
I'd prefer the money though, than the under oath.
You don't want the humiliation?
I mean, that's fine, but if you're going to get the city more money than something we need, right? Then why would you just go
Yeah,
straight
just
for
think of the
the?
trolleys we could put in.
Oh, that's a good point.
No,
Gotta think
now you're
about
saying
that.
We're talking
Gotta think about
hyperloop
that.
in this
Right,
state
that's a good
now.
point.
Come on.
But I don't know. I think being an NFL city is still worth a lot to a lot of people. And while I understand Gardner's take, because I would also be very fed up with what the city has gone through and what the NFL has done to the city, what the NFL
no matter what
represents
they
now.
say, you can't trust them.
Right.
So, I mean,
So, but yeah, I would. Would you not want to be an NFL city again?
If it was under the right terms, sure,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I think that's the
I
only
mean,
way
I
it
don't-
works.
I'm not going to say like go out of your way for them, but
No.
at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, it makes things more interesting.
I just don't, and I know what you're saying under the right terms. I just don't believe
Those terms will
that
come
even
about.
if you got the right terms, that you could trust that those terms would be abided by.
That's
Yeah,
fair. That's
no,
fair.
And that's why I don't think
No, that's
that
fair.
I don't think that exists.
Okay.
Is the deal?
No, that's a good point. That's actually a very good point. I can see there's nothing about the NFL owners that makes
Yeah.
me think that they're trustworthy individuals. There is next to nothing. I'm maybe Shahid Khan down in Jacksonville, maybe. But I would probably say that in the words of Chris Gardner, dirty rat bastards, those NFL owners.
Lousy.
Lousy, excuse me. Apologies.
For a guy that loves having a football team in Jacksonville, he does have first right of refusal to taking his team to London. So don't forget that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He would be first in line if there was time to go that
So
route.
even old Sheed is, come on.
And look, Jacksonville, they have actually laid the groundwork in London. Like people there are actual like a Jacksonville Jaguar fan base in London. So at least they'll have something to start with if they were to go. Nobody's cheering on the Chargers
It's
in
so
freaking
interesting
London.
to me. I get it from a cultural standpoint that like, okay, there's people America, England, like there's a lot of crossover, right?
Right.
But man, the travel.
The travel seems awful.
Right.
We got a friend Beebs doing it right now. That just seems miserable to be able to do throughout what, four
mean,
or
they'd
5
have to
months of the
go.
season?
You'd have to plan it. I mean,
What about taxes and like
well,
how does
they'd
that
figure
work?
that out, but-
You'd have to play a couple games in a row at home. I would think.
Yeah,
you can't
for
go
sure.
every other weekend.
Right,
and
right,
then
exactly.
Be like on the road,
Right,
staying,
like literally
do
on
like
the
like
road.
baseball teams do, like do a West Coast swing. Or
Right,
something.
right.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you can't, to Dr. X's point, you can't like do week 2 in London and then week 3 in
San Diego.
San Diego.
Or
Yeah, that'd
Los
just be
Angeles, yeah.
insane.
right.
Well, we'll let them figure it out.
Hopefully, Dr. Ed will lean on his people
Mm-hmm.
to make sure a deal happens.
Yeah, I think that's
After they get the soccer thing all straightened out. Yeah.
One professional league at a time.
What if Jack Dorsey bought the Chargers for $3.5 billion?
Dorsey has the money. If Dorsey bought it, I would. Damn it, that'd be dope.
Thanks for sharing the show, William.
Black Twitter actually being in the NFL. Finally, we made it.
You did it. Mama,
No
we
thanks.
made it. It's about to be cold. It's already cold. Any quick winter tips for pet owners? I mean, it's always the simple stuff, right? Make sure they've got cover. I don't know people that keep, like, I know farm dogs that would sleep in a barn or something, but do we know, are people that leave their dogs out in the elements or pets out in the elements, do they exist?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
This is a problem.
That's Gateway deals with a lot of that, and
Yeah.
I hate to localize it, but Gateway's focus area is on the east side, so that's obviously where we deal with it. But
It's more
like on
congruent with socioeconomic, like if you're not doing that great and you have a
people
dog.
love their pets just as much as
Yeah.
everybody else. It's just
Right.
that sometimes they just can't have them in the house, and
Yeah.
Gateway will do everything possible to help them. Saturday they had to give a big straw giveaway.
Really? That's so
wow.
dope.
They just put it out on a text alert. And you can't believe how many people showed up. They gave away like 3 trailerfuls full of straw.
Are you serious? Oh, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Even as simple as that can make
Simple
a
as-
huge
oh,
difference.
yeah.
I've seen it. Dogs can be out in like negative
Oh, yeah.
temperatures if they
Really?
have
This
even
is
just a
interesting.
lean-to and a cover. If they're out of the wind, they can keep themselves pretty warm.
Interesting. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, a little bit of trivia. Do you know obviously you know the band Three Dog Night?
Uh-huh.
You know what that refers to?
No,
Yep,
I don't.
I do.
What is it?
It's the Eskimos and the sled dogs. If it was so cold, you sleep with your dogs, and if it's a really cold night, it means it's a 3-dog night to stay warm.
Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, if you've ever
Interesting.
camped and it's under 50 degrees out, you are fighting over who gets the dog in their sleeping bag. Like it gets brutal out there.
Now we're talking your dating life, or you?
Hey,
Hey.
look out now, Dr. Ed. You want a round at target practice Thursday night?
I don't know.
If I get to roast Gartner and his Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, if you just do Rotten Tomatoes jokes.
Oh man, everybody's like, this is brutal. This man hates it.
Why does he hate Rotten Tomatoes so damn much?
Gardner, you and
That's personal.
you and associate producer Sean.
Oh boy, he's
put
got a
these
title
together.
now.
I would love to let you take it away, sir. Let's do some dogs on film.
It is time for Dogs on Film.
Yeah, all right. Got a little game.
I love that title card because it's Dogs on Film,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not really Dogs on Film.
No, that's right. It's, what do we say now? On film.
That's what it's
On
really, on
film.
film.
These are movies. These are movies.
Yep, I think that's it.
There it is.
There it is.
Thank you, Dr. Ed.
That's pretty much it.
I can be pretty creative at times. So these movies, we got 6 of them.
Okay.
We pair them up into 3 sets. We pit one against another. You have to guess which one has a better score according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
If you get it right, you get a point. So you can max out at 3 points in those first 6 movies. We have a 7th movie. That one you don't guess which one has a better score according to Rotten Tomatoes. You have to guess its actual score. So if we use that 7th one as a tiebreaker, which we do, you have to guess closest to the actual score then. Now, sometimes we have themes. It could be an overarching theme,
Yeah.
or it could be a theme for each pairing,
Amen.
or it could be both.
Ooh.
It could be both. I will tell you this. Each one of these pairings has a movie involving Robert De Niro in it
Ooh.
within the pairings. Now, there's also themes within each pairing. The first theme, Once Upon a Time.
Ooh. Okay.
Once Upon a Time.
All right.
The second theme is political movies.
Oh.
And the third theme,
What's the third
stand-up comedy.
one? Oh.
Each movie involves stand-up comedy in the storyline.
Yeah, when I think of stand-up comedy, I think of Robert De Niro.
I do as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah.
Well, you might.
You talking to me?
And actually, there were several options to use for
You-
Robert
yes,
De Niro with
yes.
that one, and I
That's
went
very
with
true.
one. So those are your themes for today. And the last one is just, it's a De Niro film. So those are the themes. Now, my friend Sean, he he and I get together once a week, and he voices some brief descriptions for these movies in case you haven't seen them to kind of help you out a little bit, some of the details of the storyline, the plot, and the actors, characters involved. And we chit-chat a little bit about his life and his past life as well along the way. Also, to let you know if you've gotten it right or wrong, I might tell just one person or the group or just two people. You'll hear a couple of things. If I want to tell you you got it right, you're going to hear.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog.
If you got it wrong, you don't want to hear that one. Are we ready to play?
We're ready.
So,
We need a sound effect for when we totally disagree with Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, we do.
I think it's, how do we make the sound effect of Dr. Ed staring through me?
Right. Hans Zimmer could
Ooh,
make
yeah.
something really
He's
deep
very
and haunting.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time is your first theme. You ready?
Let's say hello to Sean.
Here we go.
How was your visit this weekend?
Fantastic.
Really? How's mom and dad?
Good.
Good, good.
The highlight was I got to sing Here I Am, Lord, in church.
Here I am, Lord.
I'm Catholic. We don't sing
It
that.
was in a Catholic church.
Oh, Jesus. I never have to go to church again. The priest told me that. Because when I was in church restoration, I was in church 5 days a week from 9 to 5. 3 years.
You were a church restorer?
I was, with old German people. We traveled the country redoing Catholic churches. On my time in the church world. Okay, ready? Once Upon a
Oh,
Time
God,
in America.
what?
1984, drama crime, 3 hours, 49 minutes. In 1968, the elderly David Noodles Aronson, Robert De Niro, returns to New York, where he had a career in the criminal underground in the 20s and 30s. Most of his old friends, like longtime partner Max, James Woods, are long gone, yet he feels his past is unresolved. Told in flashbacks, the film follows Noodles from a tough kid in the Jewish slums of New York's Lower East Side through his rise to bootlegger and then mafia boss. A journey marked by violence, betrayal, and remorse.
All right. Once Upon a Time in America is your first one. Your second one.
Ready? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 2019. Drama, thriller, 2 hours, 40 minutes. Actor Rick Dalton, Leonardo DiCaprio, gained fame and fortune by starring in a 1950s television western, but is now struggling to find meaningful work in a Hollywood that he doesn't recognize anymore. He spends most of his time drinking and palling around with Cliff Booth, Brad Pitt, his easygoing best friend and longtime stunt double. Rick also happens to live next door to Roman Polanski, Rafael Zorichita, and Sharon Tate, Margot Robbie, the filmmaker and budding actress whose futures will forever be altered by members of the Manson family. Well, when did that come out? Last year? I didn't even hear about it. Wasn't a blockbuster now, was it? Got quite the cast. I did not see it.
Are you f***ing serious?
Yes.
This is the movie where you stood me up. We were supposed to go see it together.
Oh.
This is the one you stood me up for.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot all about it. That's why I never seen it. I never heard of it. That's why I stood you up.
You son of a...
What a jerk.
That is a jerk.
Wow, what is this movie?
Oh, this sounds like something I would be interested in watching.
Yeah, we were supposed to see it.
Yeah. Oh.
At 11 o'clock on Saturday morning at the Chase.
It's fucked up.
You never showed up, so I saw it by myself. And then wanted to smoke for 2 hours and 40 minutes. All right, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood against Once Upon a Time in America. Who would like to go first?
This is interesting. I've heard mixed reviews about Tarantino's latest project. I have not seen it myself. And I think Once Upon a Time in America is just an all-time classic. I'm going to go with Once Upon a Time in America.
Once Upon a Time in America.
I'll buck the trend. I'll go Hollywood.
Interesting.
Okay, Dr. Ed. Out on the limb with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. An 85 for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Let's go review a movie.
An 86 for Once Upon a Time in
Oh,
America.
wow.
Look how diabolically just peering over here at you. Look at
Yeah,
him.
he just set me up.
Yeah.
He couldn't even look at me.
Uh-huh.
He didn't want to look at me.
Uh-uh.
And maybe it's for the best, too, because he might want to hurt me at that point. All right. So one apiece for Chris and Travis. Dr. Ed playing some catch-up as he is 0 after the first round. Are you ready for your second pairing?
Okay.
Okay. These are political movies, election movies, too. So here you go. Here's your first one.
Next up, Power, 1986. Drama, political drama. 1 hour, 51 minutes. Once Noble media consultant Pete St. John, Richard Gere, is now employed by a number of corrupt politicians. A potential client is Jerome Cade, T.J. Walsh, J.T. Walsh, a businessman who wants to run for the U.S. Senate. St. John begins to suspect that Cade may have significant dark secrets and starts investigating. This causes conflict with Arnold Billing, Denzel Washington, a ruthless member of Cade's staff. Meanwhile, St. John's former friend and partner, Wilford, Gene Hackman, questions his motives. I got the com. You got the com. I wonder if that's the first time Denzel and Gene ever worked together. Chemistry. Boom, just like that.
Just like that.
Crimson
Power.
Tide was the last time they were in a film together, right?
The last time. We were wondering if this was the first time.
I didn't know Denzel was in that.
So-
I need to check that film out. I don't think I've seen that.
Power, Richard Gere, J.T. Walsh,
I'm going to say, that sounds like a hell of a
Denzel
cast.
Washington, Gene Hackman.
I got to get in on that. Got to check that out. I ain't seen that.
So Power
Okay.
is that one. Going against
Next, we have Wag the Dog, 1997. Political drama, comedy, 1 hour, 50 minutes. 2 weeks prior to re-election, United States President Michael Belson lands in the middle of a sex scandal. In need of outside help to quell the situation, presidential advisor Winifred Ames and enlists the expertise of spin doctor Conrad Breen, Robert De Niro, who decides a distraction is best course of action. Breen approaches Hollywood producer Stanley Motz, Dustin Hoffman, to help him fabricate a war with Albania. And once underway, the duo has a media entirely focused on the war.
Have you ever thought of running for public office?
No, I have not.
I could see you as mayor.
Mayor of Drunky Town? That's the other place I'd run. Drunky Town. Won't you take me to Drunky Town?
The song.
Sean continues to amaze me.
Jesus, what an amazing human being. What an amazing human being.
I need to find him today and video him and ask him what his worst job was.
Yeah. He's like, right now. I'll go first. I saw Wag the Dog in theaters when I was too young to understand how good it was, I think. And I'm going to go with Wag the Dog. And
Okay.
I'm gonna go with this Power.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the cast.
I have not seen Power. I have seen Wag the Dog. And I feel like a very segment of Hollywood really loves that movie, so that probably bumps up the Rotten Tomato score. So I'm going to go Wag the Dog.
Chris and Travis
It's a movie about the movie industry.
with Wag the Dog.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog.
Oh, Chris and Travis now with 2 apiece. Dr. Ed, difficult right now with 0. Wag the Dog, 85. Power, 50. 50 for Power. I have not seen it, but I just with that cast alone, I
The
might
cast
try
along and the premise, yeah, the cast along and the premise makes you think, all right, even if it isn't good, it shouldn't be that bad with
I'll
that
probably
cast.
at least enjoy it for a little
Right.
bit of time. It's going to be hard not
It'd be
to.
fun to see a younger Denzel, a younger Gene Hackman, I'm sure. So I'm sure that'll be a good entertainment value.
All right, so we head into our final pairing.
Okay.
Stand-up comedy
Oh, this is good.
is central to the plots of each of these next movies. Of course, one of them will have Robert De Niro in it as well. So here's your first one.
Mad Dog and Glory, 1993. Crime comedy drama, 1 hour, 40 minutes. Wayne Dobie, Robert De Niro, is a shy cop whose low-key demeanor has earned him the affectionate nickname Mad Dog. After Mad Dog saves the life of Frank Milo, Bill Murray, a crime boss and aspiring stand-up comedian, he's offered the company of an attractive young waitress named Glory, Uma Thurman, for a week. At first, both are uneasy about the arrangement, but they eventually fall in love. However, the situation becomes complicated when Milo demands Glory back.
All right. Here's your first one. Mad Dog and Glory. Going against
And then we have Punchline, 1988 comedy drama, 2 hours, 8 minutes. Leela Kreistic, Sally Field, is a mother and housewife who's always believed she could be stand-up comedian. Steve Gold, Tom Hanks, is an experienced stand-up, seemingly on the cusp of success. When the two meet, they form an unlikely friendship, and Steve tries to help the untried Leela develop her stage act. Despite the objections of her family and some very wobbly beginnings, Leela improves, and soon she finds herself competing with Steven for a coveted television spot. It's a very expensive exercise bike. Oh, what's her name thinks she's going to start exercising. Well, it was in the alley behind the very exclusive Maryland Avenue, Central West End. Some rich folks said that I don't need this coat rack anymore.
So you decided to go dumpster diving for it?
No, I happened to be in the car. Put it in the car because what's her name could never do it.
All right, so we have Punchline versus Mad Dog and Glory.
I've not seen any of these movies.
I'll get my wrong answer out of the way first. I'll go with Mad Dog and Glory.
I'll just go with Punchline.
Yeah.
I want to win it now. I'll go Mad Dog and Glory.
You're going Mad Dog and Glory, Travis.
Yeah, I'm going for it. I want to win it right now.
Dr. Ed, you're going Mad Dog and Glory 2, correct?
Yes.
All right. Those that have selected Mad Dog and Glory.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog.
Mad Dog and Glory, a 77. Punchline, a 56.
Nice.
Travis wins.
The sweep.
Dogs on film.
Or on film.
On film.
There's probably a dog in the background somewhere.
3 for 3. Yeah, it's somewhere in there.
Probably somewhere on those movies.
Yeah.
I think it was Punchline. I haven't seen. If I've seen it, it's been 30 years. I want to say they were just talking about this on a podcast. Was Ed Norton in Punchline at all?
I'm not sure.
Somebody, whatever it was, somebody was on a podcast talking about Punchline, and Marin was laughing because all the comics were like, yeah, you know, how like in Punchline, whenever all the comics go to the comic locker room after a show.
Locker room?
I want to say it was Punchline.
There was a locker room scene in Punchline?
There haven't been that many stand-up comedy movies, right? Like that would
But
probably
that
be
was
it.
somebody at that part, you said it came out in the late 80s? Yeah. Someone at some point would have said, hey, that ain't a thing. Like, there's a locker room scene in Punchline?
George Carlin and Andrew Dice Clay toweling off after their sets.
Oh, if there's that, I'm looking it up on YouTube later. If that's
now,
the case.
there were 2 options, actually, for De Niro, because he was also in a movie called The Comedian.
He was.
Yeah.
And so
that came out a handful of years ago, didn't it?
Was that Jerry Lewis? Or?
It was
No,
2016.
So that was recent, yeah.
So I could have doubled up on De Niro there, but I was trying to keep the system intact. But so Travis wins it. The themes with Robert De Niro involved in each movie. Do you guys want to have the?
He wasn't in. In the second grouping, he wasn't in the one movie though, was he? Am I wrong?
He was in Wag the Dog.
But not the second one.
Correct. He was only in one of the movies in each pairing.
So it was the movie Punchline, because that's like a wildly very upsetting thing to comedians. Like, well, what?
Now
There's
I want
no
to see
such
that.
thing as a locker room and
I just want to see the locker room.
Me too. I just want to see this locker room.
Let's do best locker room scenes as a. I put Punchline in there.
Yeah, say put that in your Google Box. Good luck.
Every club's like, if you've ever been in a green room at a club, not necessarily a theater. Theater probably has way more room too, but because real estate's so, you basically get a closet with a bathroom in it. Is a green, and I'm talking like decent sized clubs. I'm sure some are better than others, but I mean, closet with a bathroom and a table in there, a closet big enough for a couch, and it's small, so that's pretty funny. Gardner, great work.
Do we want to do the tiebreaker?
Let's do it.
All right. This would have been the tiebreaker. Here you go.
Tiebreaker. And now the tiebreaker. Las Vegas, 2013, comedy, 2 hours. Aging pals Billy, Michael Douglas, Patty, Robert De Niro, Archie, Morgan Freeman, and Sam, Kevin Kline, have been best friends since childhood. When Billy finally proposes to his much younger girlfriend, all 4 friends go to Las Vegas to celebrate the end of Billy's longtime bachelorhood and relive their glory days. However, the 4 quickly realize that the intervening decades have changed Sin City and tested their friendship in ways they had not imagined. Well, I guess that's time for me to go to the bathroom, huh? Yeah, you gotta catch a ride. I don't want to make you walk in this weather. Kathy, come drive this kid. Come on.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
That's outstanding.
Las Vegas is the movie.
I do wonder. I am very curious as to how those level of actors are paid, because I feel like there had to have been like that shoot had to be like 2 weeks for like $10 million, right? Like, you look at a movie with those kind of actors, you have to go, what would it take for Robert De Niro and Morgan Freeman to do a film called Las Vegas? Mm-hmm. So I just want to see. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm curious. Like, okay, they probably got an awesome suite in Vegas while they were filming, and again, they're probably shooting maybe 4 or 5 hours a day for 2-3 weeks. Because I'm just trying to understand how does Robert De
did you
Niro
hear-
say yes to that?
Did you hear that? I guess Robert De Niro is going through a pretty filthy divorce
Right.
right now, and he did allegedly in like a restaurant. He was heard like getting into a verbal altercation with his soon-to-be ex-wife, saying,
Right.
"If you wouldn't have spent all my money, I wouldn't have to do all these terrible movies." Like, have you heard that rumor?
Oh, that's
Like
outstanding.
that happened in like a meltdown.
Like
in public.
but that's the only way I just want to understand how like Morgan Freeman probably doesn't need to work another day in his life.
I don't think any of those four probably do. I mean,
Right. So I'm
yeah.
curious as to what gets you out of bed for that movie. It has to be an exorbitant amount of money for as little as work possible. Okay, just making sure. I'm so fascinated by that. That movie's got to be a 20%.
Who got the biggest paycheck?
Oh, it's got to be De Niro.
De Niro.
De Niro, no
Right,
doubt
and
about
then
it.
Then Freeman.
It's got to be then De Niro, Freeman.
Douglas.
Yeah,
Maybe
Douglas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Klein. I mean,
Klein.
Mary Steenburgen in that?
I thought she was.
Probably.
She always
Yeah.
gets those checks.
Like, you still look pretty good.
Yeah,
Come
she
on.
always works.
Yeah.
She was like, 30-year-olds will still do you.
Oh,
And they probably would.
and Travis does it. Okay, so what are we thinking?
I say 20% for Las Vegas.
I'll say 30.
13%.
46%.
That's generous.
That's very generous.
I mean,
I-
it was entertaining, but you know.
Was Turtle in that? Jerry
I can't
Ferrara?
remember. I'm sure he
The
may
guy
have
from
snuck up
Entourage?
in
I
that.
feel like he was. I feel like I've seen half of that movie by accident or something.
I just want if somebody can point me to a podcast or a blog where they break that down, how
probably
those
a
marquee
dirty-
celebrities do who say yes to such an awful
probably
concept
a-
in film.
Not so dirty secret. Or not so, it's a dirty, not so secret.
Yeah.
It's probably like, people probably get it. They're like, yeah, that's what you do.
How do you draw that up to scale? Like I just wanted like that it has to be planned out, and it like you look at your schedule in January and you go, all right, you're trying to make how much? All right, well you can do this shitty ass movie here for 2 weeks in Vegas. You can go.
They're
jump
actually filming the sequel in Hawaii, and Dr. Ed landed a part.
Nice.
And that's why he's headed there.
smart,
He's going to play the veterinarian.
smart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to see who has a smarter plan, him or Sandler.
Sandler.
Sandler's just got the.
Because now Sandler's still young enough, he can tour and go have fun and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true.
I'm telling you, Sandler was hoodwinking us all the whole time. Eddie Murphy may have been on the same path.
You know what? Those two, absolutely.
Yeah, they bank it. Now 10 generations of their family are going to be fine.
Sandler's like,
They-
you idiots are gonna go see this on the road? Hell, I'll go on the road
Yeah.
then.
I'm not going to suffer trying to make amazing comedies. There's a formula. I'll knock it out. Netflix will keep my pockets lined. And then I'll make something cool here and there.
Damn, we were born in the wrong era.
Or we're just not that good. Dr. Ed,
Probably that one.
anything we need to know coming up for the clinic or Gateway Pet Guardians, anything? I'll say this. At Happiest Hour this Thursday, we're going to have a lovely dog brought by the young professionals at Gateway Pet Guardians. So if you want to meet a dog at 6 o'clock at Sophie's, come on by.
Yeah, and then roast after that.
Roast is in the Grove
At
at 8 o'clock at
Yeah.
Atomic Cowboy.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go to the Hill, Gastro Pit kicks off at 8:30.
Wow.
You could easily go to all three.
I'm just gonna be real close to the Atomic Cowboy, so I think
Let's
I'll
make it
stop by.
happen.
Yeah.
All right. Dr. Ed will be there. Chris Gardner, anything for you, sir, we need to hit?
Nah.
Okay. For Travis, for Dr. Ed Minyeko, for Mr. Gardner, I'm Chris Denman. We're live tomorrow at 8 a.m. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you then.
Base.
Maybe, if I remember to start the stream.
Oh, Jesus, help us.
Epstein didn't kill himself.